Today we're going to take a look at canvas backdrops and see if they are actually worth their high price tags. Alright, so full disclosure, this is not a paid review of Zoom backdrops. However, they did send me this backdrop that you see behind me for free. And this is the very first professional canvas backdrop that I have ever used. And in short, this thing is gorgeous and I absolutely love shooting on it. But I would like to take a look at what makes a hand-painted canvas so unique. Why would you even need one? And are they worth several hundred or even thousands of dollars? So let's not waste any time and let's just dive right into the answers to these questions. Why get a canvas? So let's start off with why you would even want to have a canvas backdrop. Well, there are four main reasons why you should get a canvas backdrop as opposed to any other type of backdrop that's out there. First, it's durable and reusable. You can easily keep these things in excellent condition and reuse it forever and ever. This isn't going to rip or tear on you, and the ones that are professionally made won't fade away over time. Second, it's collapsible. You could easily roll up your backdrop and store it away for later use. Third, it creates an elegant aesthetic. Canvas backdrops have a unique texture to them. Even if you got one with no extra texture painted onto it, it will still have the material of being painted on a canvas, and this little texture will give you a little bit of extra depth and dimension in your photos. So the fourth and perhaps best reason to get a canvas backdrop is that it absorbs light. Now I could be completely wrong about this one, but from all of the tests that I have been doing with this backdrop, I have noticed that when you light the backdrop, it is actually absorbing some of that light and not bouncing it around all over the place. This gives you a much more beautiful spread of your light, and it helps your photos look amazing. So I actually did reach out to Zoom Backdrops about this, and they told me that the colors that they use to paint these backdrops have a matte effect on them. So this helps in giving you full light control when you're shooting. Now, I would really love to test out some other canvas backdrops to see if they are the same, but right now I am just getting amazing light control on these backdrops from Zoom. What makes a hand-painted canvas so special? So we just went over some of the benefits of having a canvas backdrop, but what makes them so unique? Can I just go out to the hardware store, get a canvas drop cloth, and start painting it myself? Well, in short, you can make your own backdrops, but in my opinion, you'll really be wasting your money, and more importantly, you'll be wasting your time. Because I tried doing this myself a while ago and I had horrible results. The paint didn't spread the way that I thought it would. I had to use a ton of paint because the canvas was just like soaking it all up, and it just came out looking awful, and I wasted an entire day just trying to get something made. And what I ended up making was just complete garbage. Now, on the flip side of that, if you do decent research and take the time to hand paint it properly, yes, you can do it yourself. You know, a friend of mine painted her canvases and they look really good, but when she told me about her entire process to get them looking that good and how she had to like stretch out the canvas material to get the paint to settle just the right way, it was just insane and like way too much work for me, so I don't recommend it. But you know, just like people will come to you for your professional touch in creating artistic photos, you really should think about getting a professional to make a canvas backdrop for you, because it really is its own piece of artwork. And you know, this is really where Zoom Backdrops comes in. You know, when I was talking to the people over there, you know, they let me know that their primary focus is on quality. Each backdrop that they make is handmade, and a genuine artist paints each one. They actually hire people with fine art degrees to paint these backdrops, and I really just thought that that was amazing, and I really wanted to get my hands on one of these as soon as I could. And when they were explaining their entire process to me, you know, they talked a lot about their journey in finding the absolute best Italian-made canvas material. And I know that sounds pretty crazy, but they really wanted to make sure that the canvases that they painted on had a particular type of weaving in them so that they could absorb the paint the correct way. And they actually sent me like a separate sample of it, and you could really see the difference in this. Right away, it's definitely not the same type of canvas material that you'll find at Home Depot by like any means necessary. And it's just much firmer and thicker, and even trying to like pull on it and rip it, you can't. Even at the seams, it's not ripping. It's just a really high quality material. Now, the other thing that makes Zoom backdrops awesome is that they could make custom backdrops for you. And that's exactly what I asked them to do for me. So I've been using Savage, the seamless paper backdrops for most, if not all, of my shoots. And I absolutely fell in love with just one of their colors, ultramarine. So when I talked to them at Zoom about this, they said that they could match that color for me and that they could paint it with as little or as much texture as I would want on the canvas. Now, for my purposes, I went with a lower texture for my backdrop because that's just my aesthetic. And once the backdrop arrived, the color was spot on, and the texture really looked like there wasn't any at all, which I was kind of upset about. But once I started shooting on it, I was able to see the texture in the photos, and it's just beautifully subtle. It's just, to my naked eye and like the type of lights that I have in my living room, it really looked like there just wasn't any texture on there. So if you get one and you can't see the texture on it, don't worry, because your camera can see it. And you could even notice the texture in this video right now. Once you put some light on it, you start seeing that texture. And another crazy thing about Zoom backdrops is that they give you a certificate of authenticity with each backdrop. And this really just showed me that they do care about the quality of their product. And it also showed that each, backdrop that they make is unique to each order. And on top of all of that, it shipped super fast. It took them about like 2 days to make it and then 3 days to ship it. So it arrived within a week. And that made me super happy because I've been really wanting to work with a canvas backdrop for a long time now. Is it worth the price? Now on to the ultimate question. Is it worth the high price tag? Canvas backdrops can cost hundreds of dollars, and that cost only goes up with the bigger sizes that you need. Now, if you are new to photography or if it's just a hobby for you, then no, I do not recommend you spend a lot of money on a canvas backdrop like this. It's not going to make you a better photographer if you don't already know what you are doing. Just because big name photographers like Scott Kelby, Felix Kuntz, Sue Bryce, Lindsay Adler, like all these big name photographers use these types of backdrops, it doesn't mean that you have to get one. And if you did get one, it doesn't make you as good as them. But if you are a professional photographer or videographer, then I'm going to have to lean more towards, yes, you really should consider buying one of these. Now, I know that the entire purpose of this channel is to teach how to get awesome photos and videos on the cheap, and these backdrops are not cheap. But I still have to recommend them, but only under a few circumstances. So you really should consider getting a canvas backdrop if you are looking to create a more professional look from your background. A canvas backdrop really does add a fantastic aesthetic to your photos. And you should also consider getting one if you want a backdrop that won't break down on you and really stands the test of time. You won't have to worry about it ripping or getting bent as paper backdrops tend to do. And even if you do drop this on itself and you get a bit of a wrinkle in it, you could always just iron that out. Now, if you are going to get a canvas backdrop, then please make sure that you have the room and resources to actually hang and mount this thing. They are quite heavy, so make sure that you have a backdrop system in place to hold it up. I'm going to be doing another video that will show how I make this work in my small living room without the need for a large backdrop system like this that you see behind me. But regardless, you really should make sure that you have everything in place to mount the damn thing. And you might also want to consider making sure that you get work coming in so that it helps kind of pay for the backdrop. Don't go buying an expensive backdrop thinking that it will solve all of your problems and it will bring you in extra work, because it simply won't. It's just a backdrop, but this will help increase the quality of your work, and it will help you achieve a more professional look in your photos and video. Now, if you are looking to buy a canvas backdrop and you think that it is right for you, then I do suggest that you take a look at Zoom backdrops. They focus heavily on the quality of each backdrop that they produce, Plus, they gave me a coupon code that you could use to save 20% off your order. So their medium-sized backdrop, which is the one that I got here, it's around 6.5 by 9 feet, and that cost around $650, which is kind of a lot. But if you use the coupon code PHOTO20, you would be saving about $130, and that's a huge savings, and it will really help in making the cost of one of these backdrops much more manageable. Plus, if you do order from Zoom and you use that coupon code PHOTO20, then I do get a bit of a kickback from Zoom, and you'll be helping supporting this channel, and I will be able to create more content for you guys, which honestly I'm going to be doing regardless, but still, this will help a lot. So, while I can only speak about the quality of Zoom backdrops, because this is the only one I've ever used and only one that I have, I do want to create other reviews on different canvas backdrops so that I could share all of these differences with you. So please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on canvas backdrops. Have you ever worked with one before? Is this something that you've been like saving up for and just really can't wait to get? Do you think that they're overhyped and not worth all the cost? You know, whatever you have to say, let's just get a conversation started about it. So I really want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.